Morning. Well, it's 7:20 and it's another beautiful day. Look at that. Oreo cows. And the midges are well out. I've had to smidge up. Beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Balmaha. And I'm now walking with Damien and Gareth.
Yes!
Absolutely beautiful day today. Absolutely beautiful. Here we go, Cashel campsite. So, here we are. Back in Scotland again. Back on the West Highland Way. This week promises to be an absolutely fantastic week. Look at the weather. Blue skies. Weather forecast for all week is absolutely beautiful. Couldn't ask for more. I've done it in the rain, as you know if you've seen my previous north to south video when it was horrendous. This week promises to be a beauty. Absolute corker. So looking forward to it. Let's 10:38 in the morning, Saturday morning. Another train looks like it's just pulled in. So let's hit that trail. Just been talking to these guys behind me. They're from Seattle. A little bit of wild camping on the way, apparently. But yeah, I said them so lucky with the weather. One of the best things about coming in May is all the fields of bluebells along this trail. We're about 35 minutes in now and still going through what I think is called Mugdock Country Park, something like that. A lot of dog walkers here, but then if you lived by here you would, wouldn't you? Because it's absolutely lovely. I'm having to film a little bit sideways on because the sun is constantly behind you on this trail. Because you're going sort of pretty much south to north, sun's pretty much always behind you. So, top tip, get sun cream on the back of your legs. I saw so many people last time the weather was like this, sunburn all down the back of the legs, bright red. If it's like this, back of your neck, back of your legs. And after just under an hour, we've left the park behind. Most of the people with dogs starting to open up now. Such a fantastic day. I hope this keeps up all week. Just hit the 1 hour mark and I've done 3.2 miles. That's pretty good going, that. Maybe a little too good. Maybe I need to slow down a little bit. It's pretty hot after all. But yeah, first stop I reckon in about an hour from here. I think it's called the Beech Tree pub. I always think of that as the halfway mark. It's not quite halfway, but close enough. I'm gonna get something to eat there, maybe a cheeky pint. Because there's not really anything at Drummond campsite. There is apparently a lady that does pizzas. It's the owner's sister, I think it is. But it's very limited amount. It's first come, first serve sort of thing. Other than that, you've either got to cook something yourself or a walk into Drummond village. Problem with walking into Drummond village is it's quite a way. It's half an hour there. It's a good half hour and half an hour back. So that's putting an hour. An hour's unnecessary walking on your first day. I don't know if I want to do that. So let's see what they've got on the menu at the Beech Tree. This fellow looks like he could do with a bite to eat. Couldn't do a video on the West Highland Way without this famous little hobbit house, could we? The Shire. Absolutely beautiful little house. And this is when you realise what's in store. 4 miles in, 92 to go. Bring it on. And as you just come through that gate there, now it really opens up. Just over 2 hours in and 6.4 miles, so yeah, doing a good pace. But then again, the first day is a nice easy day, a nice flat day. Gently breaks you into it, lulls you into a false sense of security, if you like. But yeah, just gonna be passing the I forget the name of it, the distillery soon. Just been speaking to a couple from Norfolk, I think they said, Vincente and Lucy. If by any chance you watch this, how are you doing? But yeah, still fantastic day, beautiful day. Looking forward to getting something to eat so soon, because all I had for breakfast was a bagel, but that was about 5:30, which is quite a few hours ago, so getting peckish now. Over there in the distance, the white building is the distillery. I think it's called Glengoyne, but I could be wrong. Just here. They do tours and the like, and you can have a wander around there. Never been a whiskey drinker. Not since I was ill when I was 16. Can't touch it. Oh. I was on holiday with my friend. Got talking to these two Scottish guys who kept buying us a whiskey. Oh my god, we were so ill. And ever since that day, when I was 16, which is a long time ago, can't touch the stuff. Can't even stand the smell. But yeah, if you like a bit of whiskey and fancy a tour, it's worth checking out. And after 2 hours and 40 minutes and 7.6 miles, time for some food. Well, that's me leaving the beech tree. Lovely steak pie and chips and peas, absolutely perfectly placed. This place for halfway along your first day. So now it's onwards and upwards. Probably got about, forgot to start my timer again. Probably got about 5 miles to go, so 2 hours should do that easily. Here we've got the first of several honesty boxes along the route. Find various things in here: cakes, drinks, crisp. But I'm okay for now because I've just eaten. And this little place here, turn up the beat, is another great little place if you want some snacks. Well, we're 3 3/4 miles in now. 3 3/4 miles. It's been a long day. I was up at 5. 3 3/4 hours in and 10.5 miles. So I reckon about 1.5 miles to go, but the legs are certainly starting to feel it now. My legs are saying to my body, this is a long walk, this is. My brain's like, yeah, no. I'll tell you something else as well, the midges are well and truly out, probably because of the hot weather we've had for the last 3 weeks solid. They're probably out really early. But yeah, midges definitely out. Whew. Right, Drimmen, 2.5 miles. Oh, I didn't think it was that. Oh, that's the village. 2.5 miles. But Drummond campsite is not that far. It's about a mile before the village, if I remember rightly. I did debate going into the village tonight to get a pint, but I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. The bridge at Gartness now. And if I'm not mistaken, this was where Mark, off Mark on the Trail, said he filled up his water on his failed attempt a couple of years ago on the West Highland Way. Yeah, it does look pretty nasty down there, to be honest. What about this side? Not really fast flowing, is it? And there's a lot of green moss there. No, I definitely wouldn't take water from here. Mark, why did you take water from there when just round the corner here there's the honesty box? Ask him for trouble. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your trail, by the way, Mark. I've not seen it all yet. Look, honesty box here. Ice cream, water. Don't use the river. About a 30-minute walk or so along this road now to Drummond campsite, and over there, if I'm not mistaken, is Conic Hill, and the Loch Lomond is just in the middle there. We should be going over Conic Hill tomorrow, and if the weather stays like this, there'll be fantastic views. If the weather stays like this, we're going to need plenty of sun cream too, because it's relentless. But I am not complaining, 100% not complaining. Bring it on. It's even too hot for the sheep. They're all sat in the shade. Look. So here we are, Drummond camping. Drummond campsite after 4 hours and 13 minutes and just under 12 miles. We arrived here. Drummond camping. Campsite through there. Reception in here. Afternoon. Okay, and there she is, all set up. I've not done a great job today. I just can't get the front straight somehow, but as you can see, absolutely loads of room in the vestibule, in the porch area. And so glad I didn't go for the 4 season because it would be so hot in there. But yeah, great little spot that. And it's a lovely flat area as well. Everyone else has gone for over here, which is like quite a busy area. But if you look at it, it's not particularly flat. So, yep, happy with that. Morning. Well, it's 7:20 and it's another beautiful day. One thing I will say about the 3FUL Taihang 2 here, bit of an update, is it now, I don't know if this is just a one-off. We'll see over the next few days, but on the outside here it is not wet at all. It's not wet, but the inside is wet. The inside is soaking. So much condensation on the inside, but yet the outside is dry. Now, that's never happened on the 2 other tents I've had previously, so I don't know whether this is just something that's just happened tonight or whether it's going to be a problem ongoing. But that means the condensation is going to drip on me inside the tent, which is obviously not good. So I'll update you further as we go along. Okay, it's exactly 9 o'clock and we're leaving Drummond campsite and I'm going to walk into Drummond village, to the Clachan Inn. Get myself a full Scottish breakfast, £12.95. Having some of that. Make up for the disappointment, the guttedness that I've just had when I've discovered I've left my little drone at home, my little Neo, I've left it at home. I was so looking forward to taking that up Conic Hill, get some views from up there. So I have no idea how that's happened, but hey ho, let's move on. So it's up this lane now for about 20-25 minutes, and then you shoot off to the left to Drimmen village. Look at that, Oreo cows. First glimpse of Conic Hill there in the background. I don't know if you can see it, but here we go, Conic Hill. Loch Lomond will just be to the left of Conic Hill, and that's where we're heading today. It's at this point here now that the West Highland Way goes off down that way, and there are a few wild camping spots in that field down the steps. However, if you want to go into Drimmen village, you go straight on. Here we are, Clachan Inn, 1734. We'll be getting a, hopefully if it's not too busy, full Scottish breakfast. And after a short road walk from Drimmen village, maybe 10 minutes or so, we come to the turn off. And if you discount the old military road across Rannoch Moor, there's no more road walking, where the cars anyway, no more road walking till Fort William. And that's what I love about this West Highland Way. There's hardly any tarmac walking, so looking forward to this. It's a beautiful day. Conic Hill is just over there. Got to go through the forest to get to it, and with the weather being like it is, there should be some fantastic views. In the forestry area now, Garabang Forest I think it's called, and the midges are well out. I've had to smidge up. If you read up on the Scottish midges, it tells you that they don't like the sunshine. Somebody forgot to tell the midges because there's loads. Looks like this is the start of Garabang Forest.
I'll get this one as well.
Hey, how are you doing? Are you
hard going coming up there?
It is. I've come this way, so it wasn't quite as steep. First tantalising glimpses of the loch today, just through the trees there. What a difference the weather makes on this trail. I've come to this bridge before and had to stand up on the side here because this was just absolutely flooded mud bath. At this point here, if you can see it, you got the choice of going right to Conic Hill, 3 3/4 miles, or go straight around the side of Conic Hill into Balmaha, 2.5 miles. Now, I've done it both ways. It's a beautiful day today, so there's absolutely no reason to not go up Conic Hill. I have done it in the past where the weather's been horrendous, and last year, for instance, when I was doing north to south, there was no point in going up Conic Hill. I was absolutely drenched anyway, so going up Conic Hill was not exactly high on my to-do list, but you wouldn't have been able to see anything at the top anyway, so there was no point. And it's a long, boring road walk as well, just so you know. So Conic Hill it is. When I wild camped the West Highland Way a couple of years ago, This was my first camp spot, first wild camp spot just here. To be honest with you, don't know how I did it because I've done almost 6 miles today, just under 12 yesterday. That's a total of 18 miles. Didn't get off the train in Milngavie till gone 10. So yeah, that was a big day. Like I say, must have been just the excitement that gave me the adrenaline to keep going. But yeah, great little spot that. A little close to the path, but it was getting late. It was almost dark. So beggars can't be choosers. Just leaving the forest behind now, and there's the Lomond, and there is Conic Hill. So the path comes round here and winds up the side and then over the top down into Balmaha. A little bit breezy here, so shouldn't have a problem with the midges, although you may or may not be able to hear me. Hopefully you can. When I did the West Highland Way wild camping a couple of years ago, I did consider for my first night this spot just over this bridge here, not down there, but just past the bridge here, because you had a fantastic view of Loch Lomond, fantastic view of Conic Hill just here. I mean, look, that is a fantastic spot for a wild camp. However, cowpats in the field, and I don't mind sharing a field with sheep, but not so keen with cows. Interesting or not so interesting fact, did you know about 12 people a year are killed in the UK by cows, getting trampled on mostly? So I thought, nah, even though it's a great view. So I turned around and went back 15 minutes to that spot that I just showed you a couple of minutes ago and camped there instead. Better safe than sorry. But yeah, would have been amazing views, wouldn't it? This little bridge here marks the start of the ascent of Conic Hill. So I get a drink of water first and then we'll head up. About halfway up now, and there's a good breeze. I hope you can hear me okay, but it's a nice breeze, it's a welcome breeze. If you look down there you can see the path, the way we've come, and you can't see the top from here, but it's up that away. So let's keep moving. As we're coming around the side of the hill now, getting close to the top, which is up there, Loch Lomond starts to open up on our right, and when we get to the top you can see just how big the loch actually is and why it's going to take 2 days to get to the other side. Seems they have put steps up to the summit now. That's going to make it a lot easier, because it used to be quite a scramble getting up top. This is going to make it so much easier. Getting ready for the big reveal now for one of the best, if not the best, views on the whole West Highland Way. Be prepared to be amazed. Oh yeah. Absolutely amazing. And the lot goes all the way around there for miles yet. Quite breezy up here actually. I'm not sure if it'd been okay to get the drone up, to be honest with you. It's only the little Neo. It's only, well, 125 grams or so. He easily gets blown around in the wind, so maybe I wouldn't have been able to get it up after all. Right, time to get these boots off. Have a sit down. These steps are quite new, and I get why they do it, because of the conservation and the erosion However, it does mean you have to watch every single step. Every footstep you take, you have to watch where you're putting your foot. So that means you can't look up and enjoy the scenery. Just to be careful. Section just above Balmahar, into the little village of Balmahar. And yes, a nice beer awaits. I certainly hope so. Anyway, it is a Sunday and they have some weird opening times in Scotland on a Sunday. I remember coming here once before about 11:15 and they didn't start serving till 12 because it was a Sunday. Should be okay though. And after 4 3/4 hours you come into Balmahar, just into the edge of the car park here, edge of Balmahar. I say 4 3/4 hours, and it was, and 9 miles, but bearing in mind I did stop in Drimmen for breakfast for a good 40 minutes, and I also stopped on top of Conic Hill for 15 minutes or so, so it's not as long as it sounds, but I do have quite some way to go yet. So, and the first stop is going to be the oak tree just over there somewhere. This car park is rammed, absolutely chock-a-block. I bet the pub's going to be packed too. It's a beautiful day. It's a Sunday. Don't get many beautiful days, especially at the weekend up here. So I bet it's going to be rammed. Oh well, as long as I get a pint and a pee, that's all that matters. As I said, very busy here. Unless somebody lets me across, I'm not going to get across here. No one's letting me across. I'm just going to check out what they've got in the village shop first. Like I said, it looks pretty busy here. Everybody's outside. There's the odd table, but they do have drinks on, so we'll see when we get inside. Here we go. Beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Balmahar. And I'm now walking with Damien and Gareth, yes. Who I met last night at Drimmen, and I've just bumped into in the pub. But I'm going to Cashel tonight and they're going to Rowadennan, so probably catch them up later on in the week. Really busy today. Every little bit of beach, if you want to call it beach, is absolutely full of people. I suppose I don't get that many nice days like this up here. Absolutely beautiful day today. Absolutely beautiful. So many people out. I'm so lucky with the weather this week. Absolutely gorgeous, but I bet it's freezing in there. Meanwhile, just a little bit across the beach. Done. Spin you round. What time is it? I don't know what time it is, but
it is 4:15.
4:15, and it's been nearly 6 hours, but there has been several stops for breakfast and lunch on top of Conic Hill, so that's okay. So a little bit of road walking now, if I remember rightly. There's the coos in the field. It's a pity GoPro don't have a zoom like the DJI, but never mind. If you look closely and squint, you can see them. Okay, after what seems like a Longer than anticipated day. We're finally here at Cashel. So we shall say goodbye to Damien and Sheriff. Sheriff, close enough. And maybe see you again in a few days. Here we go, Cashel campsite. Ooh, seems quite a lot of tents over here already. Looks like there's space here, but over here looks really busy. Mind you, there's some sort of awning there. Looks like something going on. I don't know. Into reception. There's my bag all by itself. Thankfully nobody's stolen it. I'll go and check in. Well, there she is, all pitched up. It's not as taut as I would like, but it's going to have to do. Oh my god, what a faff that was too, because this morning the outer was wet, if you saw the video earlier on. So I separated the inner from the outer, and I separated the everything from the ground sheet, which I'd never done before. Never separated the inner from the outer, and it was such a faff putting that back together again because I'd never done it. But she's up now, and I'm going to take a walk over to the loch. It is quite breezy at the minute, so it's chilly. The main pitching area is over there where they try to get you to go, sort of over here. But I managed to blag it to get over here because there was one other tent here already, so they couldn't really say no. But it's much flatter here and it's away from the river. Trust me, the river is a midge fest in the morning. You do not want to be near the river. So let's go take a look at the loch. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's a whole lot warmer when you hit the sunshine as to being in the shade. There's a huge difference. A little bit of a breeze coming from behind me at the moment, but other than that, it's absolutely beautiful. They're heading down that way some way tomorrow, somewhere down that way, along this right hand side of the loch, and hopefully have another beautiful day.